Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome to another video. You guys know what video this is. This is Middlesbrough vs Norwich, and the game that takes place in 2 days' time. This is Tuesday, down at the Riverside, down at the Fortress, as many may call it, down at the greatest stadium in the world, and their quarter-to-8 kick-off. I'm very excited for this one. South Stand, stand up. I will be in the South Stand. I am buzzing to be a part of the atmosphere. I tell you now, if the atmosphere is anything like it was against Fulham on Saturday, the atmosphere will be absolutely booming. It was class to be a part of that atmosphere on Saturday afternoon. I even said to the man Tony Guest, if you don't know who he is, he's on Fan TV. Go subscribe to Fan TV. Go and give a big shout out to Tony Guest. He's a legend. Sat next to him, and we were both saying the atmosphere was just on another level. It was absolutely incredible. My voice was killing me after the game because I sang my heart out that much. It was absolutely mint. Even though we got the draw, it was a pretty good draw. You know, I haven't slept on it now. Obviously, yesterday I was a bit all over the draw, but I haven't slept on it. You know, looking back on the highlights, you know, they could have beat us. They could have beat us in the second half, and they had that shot that went over the bar. So, you know, the fact that they didn't, the fact that we got the draw is fantastic. We showed the bounce back ability, if you like. Hasn't been used in a few years. You know, Soccer AM used to say it all the time, but yeah, the bounce back ability, if you like. You know, we showed a lot of fight to get back in the game. And maybe Scruffy or whatever, but Christie, you are the man. You fired that in the bottom corner, and you sent me into the Thames. I was going frigging ballistic. But as you guys know, this Tuesday is a different game. We play Norwich City. You know, who of late, you know, they've come to the Riverside, and I've always been pretty confident to play in the Middlesbrough. We've always got a pretty good record at Riverside against them. We were getting to their record at Riverside very, very soon. Let's talk a bit on Norwich, as we do every single preview. Well, not every single preview is on Norwich, it's on other teams, but the manager, Daniel Farke. Now, Farke is what his name is. I'm not swearing. It is Daniel Farke. Parents, uncles, aunties, whoever you're watching this with, if you are a child, trust me, I've not just sworn at your child. I'm not trying to influence swearing. It is simply called Daniel Farke, and he is the manager. I've never really heard the bloke in my life. All I know is that he's got a bit of a grey beard, and he's got pretty greasy hair. That's it. They played Carrow Road, the Norwich. A bit of a trek on to get to Norwich. Hopefully, they'll be going this season. Been told by certain people to trek on. And, you know, it takes hours to get there. So hopefully, I'll be there this season to watch the mighty Butter. If you talk a little bit on the background of what this Daniel Farke has done at Norwich this season, he's got them 13th in the Championship on 12 points. Now, this stage of the season, you know, 13th in a bad position. I know I'd rather be in in the playoffs, and that's exactly where Borough are. You know, we're 6th at the minute. Obviously, after getting the draw yesterday, 5 points from the top. But, you know, plenty of season to go yet, so no one needs to panic. As long as we're in and around there, fantastic. And at the minute we are, you know, we're 6th. And at the minute, you know what I mean, we're looking at playoffs. So I'm happy days at the minute where Borough are sat. No hate on Norwich as I talk through this preview. Now I know we've had a bit of history in the playoff final, etc. We'll get into all that. Strictly no hate, and I'm not strictly no hate on any team I do. But yeah, I do feel like, yeah, I mean, when Norwich come to Riverside, we should be beating teams like Norwich at the Riverside purely because it's kind of been a happy team to play. You know, they're not really. Well, I think we could be like their bogey team. You know, we always do pretty well at the Riverside against them, and even away from home, we seem to do pretty all right. You know, I mean, we don't lose often at Norwich. So yeah, so Tuesday night, you can see I'm looking forward to it, and I'm very, very confident. If I'm honest with you, I'm very confident going to this game. You know, we should be. I mean, I was asked the question yesterday: would you take, you know, 6 points, 6 points out next to games or 4? I don't see a draw. I don't know whether we're going to get this draw at. I would take 6 points off Norwich and Brentford. I believe we've got a good enough squad to just march through and, you know, and to get 3 points out of both games. Now we talk about Norwich's form, if you like, and they've won 4, drawn 2, and lost 3. Now it's not bad. I mean, it's not bad form. I mean, you know, they've won more than they've lost by 1, and they've drawn a couple of games. So you know, what I mean, and they're still in the same round as Middlesbrough in the Carabao Cup. So. Yeah, I mean, you could say at the minute, you know, I mean, season's doing all right. Is their aim to maybe win obviously is their aim to win a cup this season? Is that why maybe it's why they're still in the cup? Well, obviously with them being 13th in their Championship, are they more focused on the cup, or are they more focused on the league? Time will only tell. I mean, we're still early days, if you like. I mean, not so much early days. I mean, even 2 months into the season, but to be 13th from 12 points isn't a bad place to be. You know, if you get a couple of more wins if you belt Norwich, you know what I mean, you can fly straight up the table. Hopefully we get the win. You know, we close in on that top 2 position. Exactly what I'd like to be throughout the season is obviously in and around them top 2, like 1st, 2nd or 3rd, just in and around there. and then obviously push up to be champions. That is the aim. A lot of the Fulham fans said that Borough should be back up there this season as well. You know, a lot of them were giving us credit. You know, and saying that Borough should be up there this season. So give thank you to Fulham fans for saying all your kind words. Even Aston Villa fans have said it. So teams must be coming to play Middlesbrough and looking at us as in, you know, as in we're almost like the Manchester United, if you like, of this league. Of, you know what I mean, we want to beat them. They you know, Middlesbrough must have this status, you know, where teams want to come, and it's literally like their cup final if they come to the Riverside to play us. And that's how it feels sometimes, because when you see fans, they'll go nuts to get a draw against Borough, like you know what I mean, like I've seen it this season. You know, and you see fans and they go absolutely ballistic when they get a draw, and you think, bloody hell. You know what I mean? It's a point. I mean, you didn't get the win, but when you watch teams, when Preston got the draw, you got celebrated as won the World Cup, and you're thinking to yourself, looking over, thinking like, well, obviously they sat over there when I go to the games, and I'm thinking to myself, lads, you just got a point. You didn't win the game. So almost to me, it's almost as if other teams come here as if, you know, it's Middlesbrough. Let's show up. You know what I mean? Let's let's absolutely hammer Middlesbrough. That's almost what it's like. So I almost feel like that a little bit more in teams, almost like a little bit more momentum in the fans and everything. So, you know, it should be an interesting game this Tuesday night. Hopefully catch some Norwich fans before the game. Try and have a bit of crack with them, try and see exactly what they think about the game. Because I do like talking to the fans, obviously opposition fans, and just see what they think of the game or not. And even afterwards, you know, if some of the fans stick about, obviously for interviews on Borough Fan TV, make sure you get yourself there for an interview on Borough Fan TV if you want to give your opinions on the game and your thoughts. Obviously, Norwich fans, if you're watching this, make sure you do the same, because it is always interesting to get opposing fans on the interviews. Yeah, and like I say, I always like to talk to them myself, even obviously before they go on the camera. But like I say, if you see the Borough Fan TV lads, feel free, pop over and have a chat with us, and you know, try, push. Obviously, like I say, just try and get yourself onto an interview. I'm sure the lads would love to hear from you. But yeah, that's how I feel about this sort of game, and about any team, is that teams come here to see Middlesbrough in the calendar, and it's like suddenly a massive game to them. When I see Norwich at home, I feel like we should be taking Norwich. I have said, you know, well, I mean, it's an okay start to the season, but as a Middlesbrough fan, looking at their record, thinking 13th in the league, won 4, lost 3. The losses are a big thing. To me, it's kind of like, you know what I mean, this will be a tough game, don't get me wrong, and the only reason to why I think it may be a bit of an iffy game, is it, especially if we're not switched on defensively, Oliveira, is that his name? Oliveira? He's got 4 goals this season. Now, 4 goals may not be a lot, but it is quite a bit, you know what I mean? It is okay. I mean, 2 months in the season having 4 goals, but he looks like their main man. I mean, they've also got goal scorers like Reed. He's got a goal. Murphy's got a goal, and then obviously the famous name Wildshut, who used to play for Middlesbrough. Fans that used to remember him before he went to Wigan for them few seasons that he went to them for. You know, so you know what I mean? They've got goal scorers. I'm sure he'll want to score as well. You know, I really liked him in Wildshut when he played for Middlesbrough, but he's coming up with Norwich's time. You know, Norwich have got a history against us now for obviously the playoff final. He's going to want to, I reckon he's going to want to try and score past us. Defence on Saturday wasn't great, I'll be honest with you. It wasn't fantastic. I thought Dale Fryer did have an outstanding game second half. And even towards the back end of the first half, he played well. But the defence looked all over the shop now. And you know what I mean? I'm hoping that was just a one-off. I'm hoping that's a one-off from the defence. And hopefully we put things right on Tuesday night. And this won't be an easy game. I know I say it, but let's be honest, you know, it isn't an easy game. You know, it's a championship football match, and everyone's aiming for the Premier League. So we have to be on guard. And I feel like if we do get the first goal in this game, we will push on. You know what I mean? And it's all about the early goal for me. If Borough starts slow, it drives me insane when Borough starts slow, because you know what I mean. We've seen it this season when Borough have started slow. We have been punished for it. Nottingham Forest away, for instance. You know what I mean? We started slow. They scored. It's like QPR, we started slow to score, and I know it might be an error, but it's a slow start. I mean, you know, we need to be off the blocks from the obviously from the word go this Tuesday night. And don't get me wrong, I know the lads may feel tired and whatnot, but come on, man. I mean, you got a packed out Riverside. You've got to feel that inside you. You know, you got to fight. You got to feel the fire in your belly, if you like, the players especially. I mean, I met all the players after the game on Saturday, having a bit of crack with George Friend. He's a top geezer, him, George Friend. Honestly, he is a geezer. Met Adam Clayton. Met loads. Met Gibson. Gibson's is my favourite player. Met him. I even met the main man, Steve Gibson. I mean, what a guy that is. Every time I see him, I'm like starstruck. Steve Gibson, like I say, he was an absolute G, if I'm honest with you. I mean, meeting him was fantastic. Shaking his hand. And he saw his missus. well, his wife, should I say, to show a bit of respect there. So his daughter and all that. And like I say, man, the family were class. I mean, they actually, you know what I mean? Obviously, I saw him in the street, just walking towards the stadium. You know, he stopped what he was doing, shook my hand and things, and had a chat. So it was really good to see. So I'm mad off the radio. Practically see everyone in friggin' Middlesbrough on Saturday. It was fantastic. It really was. But the players looked in good spirit. Fabio didn't look so good. He kind of like limped to the bus. So I'm hoping something serious with him. And obviously, second half he went down twice, and he's touching his ankle. So when he got out the stadium, he was sort of just like limping. You know what I mean? He's trying to come over to the fans, but you could see he was in a lot of pain. So hopefully it isn't a serious injury. But obviously it does mean that George Friend now gets to come into the squad if it isn't obviously dangerous. Well, if it is bad for Friend, for Fabio, Friend comes in, and you know what I mean. Friend could really show his worth. Maybe he's even trying to take Fabio's place. You know what I mean? A bit of competition there now for Friend. You know what I mean? He can turn up now, you know, and try and take Fabio's place in the team. But I do hope it isn't a serious injury, because Fabio, again, he's one of my favourite players. I really hope it isn't bad. But let's talk some more on Norwich. I always talk about players that have played for both clubs, and we've got Wildshut, who played for Borough, Wigan, and now he's obviously at Norwich. And then we've got Cameron Jerome. And a lot of people don't know this about Cameron Jerome. Before he even signed a pro contract, he spent a year at Middlesbrough. Yeah, that's right. He spent a year at Middlesbrough, and then he went off to Cardiff to sign a pro contract in 2004. Now, not many people know that. I knew that stat. I did know that Cameron Jerome was with Middlesbrough. He didn't play any games. He didn't score no goals. He sort of did it for a push to a pro contract, but yeah, he did. He came here almost as if he was a trainee. Sorry, I can't get my words out tonight. He came here almost like a trainee. Or should I say he was a trainee? I mean, he was trying to learn the game, and then he eventually got his career going off at Cardiff. Whereas at Cardiff, he made himself quite a big name. He went on to Birmingham and other teams and whatnot, and then he I think he went to Stoke as well, and now he's at Norwich. So he's doing alright for himself. But you know what I mean, Cameron Jerome. We all know about Cameron Jerome, the playoff final. You know what I mean? And even in that season, I still don't understand it, because Borough beat them twice. Borough did the double on Norwich in that obviously in that particular season, and he went to Wembley. And I don't know how Norwich fans were feeling leading up to that game, but I was feeling pretty confident in Middlesbrough. And then we kind of just didn't turn up, did we? I mean, I know the bus arrived late and whatnot, and it was a total farce. And then obviously we got 2-0 defeat. But you know what I mean? We came back a season later. Fans got behind the boys once again for another season, and we absolutely smashed that league. Even though we came second, we did. You know what I mean? Borough played fantastic in that season, and just the whole promotion day, being in Middlesbrough, with all the fans, drinking in the street, singing Borough chants. Honestly, it's a day that I'll remember for probably the rest of my life. The day Borough got promoted, it was absolutely fantastic to be a part of. And I'm confident and hoping, you know, it happens all over again this season. I think, you know what I mean, the good times will come, and that's what people got to remember, you know. Even though we are drawing with pretty good teams. You know, and obviously Borough are winning games. I'm telling you now, the good times will come. You can see, Villa, you can see at Fulham, you know, the players are starting to gel more. Howson's starting to show his own now. He had a fantastic game yesterday as well, I thought. And I know I slagged that guy off. Obviously, I slagged him off a lot. I slagged him off a lot, but you know, I take every single word back that I said, and I apologise for slagging House off them people that actually believed in him, because now I'm starting to see why people believed in him. He has been putting in some fantastic performances, and like I say, yesterday for me, he was an outstanding player. Really was. He was really, really good. Players stood out to me yesterday. You know, there was likes of Randolph kept us in it first half. Even in the second half, he did. I know they scored, but it was a bullet of a header. There's nothing you could do. Dale Fry, second half. Dale Fry took a player out, and then he was like almost like he was pointing at the defence. You know, he was almost leading. And it was great to see at such a young age of Dale Fry. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You almost got experienced defenders around him, but you can see the experience, you know, in Dale Fry now. I mean, he was almost like commanding his area. He was almost commanding the defence. It was really great to see. I thought he had a great game. Johnny Howson played well. You know what I mean? A lot of players stood out to me yesterday, and it was a hard game. Let's not forget, Fulham are a good team at home. The fans are all saying that, you know, Fulham really are good at home. So even though they do concede, they are a good team. They showed it yesterday. They really were a threat yesterday, but you know what I mean? Borough come away with a point, and you know what I mean? We couldn't be angry. So yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. So we go into this game now, head-to-head wise. I'm going to be on. There's an interesting stat, but I'm going to get into this one first. The last time Borough played Norwich was in the 14-15 season. As we all know, that was the year of the playoff final. But I did the double on Norwich, obviously, in that particular season. We beat them 4-0 at the Riverside, and then we went to their place and we beat them 1-0. I remember I put a dome at the back post, put it in. I remember actually that game, I missed the first half. I was actually on a train back from Newcastle. What can I do? But yeah, I remember coming in and everyone bouncing all over my house. And I remember I just got my Borough shirt on and I started jumping about and getting into it, even though I missed the first half. And it was a great night. And then obviously, you know what I mean, then it has to come down to the playoff final. And you know what I mean, even though the result was bad, I'm not joking, man. The memories that I made that weekend were fantastic. I was obviously my brother and my dad, and them sort of memories I think, you know, people cherish forever, and I will cherish their memories forever, because with me and my brother and my dad, you know, it was a fantastic weekend, and friends, you know, we met a lot of friends there. I met Craig Hignett, I met Stuart Barnaby's dad. It was mad, man. It was one of the best experiences I've ever been on in my life, and even though it cost me hundreds of pounds to do, I would do it all again tomorrow. Obviously, not so much the result. Obviously, the result has to be different, but the whole weekend and the whole, without the result, was fantastic. And yeah, I'd love to do it again. If it happened this season, I would go and do it all over again, because it's fantastic. Honestly, it was. The memories I made that weekend were outstanding. Now, I've got a little bit of a quiz, a little bit of a question for you people that are watching. If you're still watching 16 minutes in, I appreciate it. Do you guys know the last time Norwich beat Middlesbrough at the Riverside? I'm going to give you 3 seconds to put it in the comments. The last time Norwich beat Middlesbrough at the Riverside. You guys tell me. 3, 2, 1. The 1988-89 season was the last time Norwich came to the Riverside and beat us. The game ended 3-2 to Norwich, and that was the last time they beat us. It was a long time ago, but you know, who knows what could happen this Tuesday. Hopefully it's going to be a win. I'm going to give you my 11, and there's a couple of changes. Well, actually, I think there's only one change, but we'll get straight into it. The main man stays in goal, Randolph, and he's not getting to my team all season unless he gets injured. The guy keeps us in so many games. He stays in the team. Then he goes down to the goal scorer at the weekend, Christie. I love that guy, and I loved him even more because he was getting slagged off by a couple of Fulham fans on the touchline every time he took a throw in, and he scored. He went straight up to him, laughing in the faces. Oh, it was fantastic. Borough fans were joining in. Christie stays in the team. The 2 centre-back pairing don't change. Dale Fry and Ben Gibson, met them both on Saturday after the game. Both. I say, man, both lads were absolutely class to meet. I say, you know, I met them, practically meet them every single away game. But yesterday, like I said, they come out, you know, and Gibson and Fry both on a bit banter with the fans. So yeah, them 2 stay there. Then obviously George Friend comes in, with Fabio being injured. Hopefully he shows just why he can be in this team, because I know, in particular for me this season, I haven't been really impressed with his, obviously with his performances, and it's really disappointing because I really love George Friend, I do, but you know, when a player isn't playing well, fans can see it, and for me, I just feel like this season, I don't know if it was the case of last season, his head went down because of the relegation and whatnot, but I'm just kind of hoping, you know, that he finds his form this season, he can really pick up his performances. Sat in front of them 2 is Clayton and Howson. I've put Ledbetter in there last couple of weeks, but Howson for me is playing outstanding, and so is Clayton. The number 10, Baker. Baker for me, he played well Saturday. You know, first half he had a couple of chances. He couldn't so much keep up with the pace of the wingers. That Sessegnon was just torturing him and Christie. And in the end, Christie and Baker looked like they were shouting at each other. But you know what I mean, that all comes with the game. You know what I mean, we play together, we lose together. That's just how it goes. The front 3. The man comes back in, Traore. We've missed him. Traore for me, especially yesterday, we missed him. I know we had Bamford out there, but Bamford doesn't so much give us that pace. Well, should I say scary pace like Traore does. We've seen it at Bolton, we've seen it at Villa, before he obviously got sent off. Just straight away, that injection of pace down there. Obviously, the injection of pace just scares defenders. And hopefully, when he comes back, hopefully he gets put in the team on Saturday, and he can just do all that again, pick up the ball and just run like a madman, torture the defences. Up top, Assam Balonga. I love the guy. He's not getting taken out of the team anytime soon. Then on the left, it says Marvin Johnson. Now, again, the front 3 there with a lot of pace. It's very scary, the front 3. I feel like Traore and Assam Balonga, now their link-up play, their partnership is really coming along well. You know, we've seen it at Bolton. You know, they're going over to each other, hugging each other, and straight after the goals, you know, thanking each other. Obviously for the build-up play and whatnot. Them 2 for me will be an outstanding force this season. As long as Traore and Assam Balonga don't get injured or get sent off, they will do bits this season with Middlesbrough. Trust me, I can just see it. Traore, he's going to find his own this season. He's going to be fantastic, and teams are going to be scared of him. Like teams are already scared of him. Bolton couldn't keep pace with him. Villa, you know what I mean, got sent off. It wasn't a red card, but what can you do? Hopefully Monk puts him back in the team Tuesday night. I'm sure a lot of fans want to see him back in just for his pace, just for what he can bring us now. He's starting to find his own, prove people wrong. My prediction for this game on Tuesday, I'm going to go 3-0 Butter. A Son Balonga hat-trick. Boom. There it is. There is the prediction. If you guys want to put the bet on, remember, put the bet on. Tweet me your pictures on Twitter if you do back Butter 3-0 Son Balonga. And like I said, I'll favourite and retweet it and talk to you about it. You guys, I hope you've enjoyed this preview. I know it's long, but I had to get it all out. I'm really excited to make this one. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Let's Talk Football. You guys take care. Have a good rest of your Sunday night. And Newcastle got beat. Up the Butter.